Hey everyone, my name is Haley and I'm a director of Zero Hour Ministries, which is the student arm of the Kansas City Underground. We exist to train, equip, and activate high school students to be loving disciple makers of Jesus in their schools. This is Ava, a student of ours who we met 3 years ago, who has regularly been praying for her friends at school and building genuine, deep relationships with them over the last few years. Last semester, she had an encounter with one of these friends that led to an encounter with Jesus. We just want to share that story with you as an encouragement that God really does work in and through ordinary people to do extraordinary things so that every corner of our city is filled with beauty, justice, and the good news of Jesus.
So my name's Ava, obviously. I go to DeSoto High School and I have a zero-hour team there. About my junior year is when it kind of kick-started, I guess. Wasn't really moving anywhere, I would say, because it was hard for me to find people who had the same passions for this as me and the same ideas. But about my junior year, I met this girl named Natalie at marching band camp in the summer, and she was really struggling and going through a hard time, and it was just hard. That's like really the only word to explain it. But we just kept having conversations, and I got to know her better, and throughout that time, a couple conversations about God came up. Eventually, I asked if she wanted to read the Bible, and she was interested. She had already previously had a relationship with God, but all the stuff that's happened in her life was just kind of like shooing her away from that, I guess. And it was just really cool to see her come back to Jesus. And we've been meeting with her consistently, Haley and I, and back in June, she decided to rededicate her life to Christ and get baptized, which is super amazing. She was on my Bless 5, and it was just really cool to see her. So from the time I started praying for her to now, how much she's changed and how much she's gone through and how it's just made her for the better.
So like Ava said, the three of us have been meeting pretty consistently just to talk through, what does it really look like to know and follow Jesus? And I think what's been really cool about that is that she's genuinely learning obedience from the very start of her relationship with Jesus. And so it's been really cool. I mean, recently we had this conversation about prayer while we were talking about the groundworks of disciple making, where we were like, okay, what does it look like to make disciples? Well, one, you should be praying for them in your own secret places. We were talking about that with her, just what it looks like to be praying for people. And she had this question of like, okay, but how do you know that like God is speaking to you in prayer? And so we just did this activity where we closed our eyes and we pictured what Jesus would say if he were in the room with us. And I remember asking her when we were done what she was sensing from God, and she said that it seemed like he really wanted her to know how near he was to her and how present he was to her. He also was sharing like, I want you to read the Bible with your other friend who is also wrestling through some things in his word. And so her I will statement was to read the Bible with this friend. All that is to say, I hope that this was encouraging to you, that God moves in the smallest and mundane moments and does big things through small people, and he's very much not done yet.